In this demo, I'm going to show you how we can use Solid to connect to our Google and HubSpot accounts. That's going to analyze the inbound leads and triage them and automatically keep HubSpot up to date. It's also going to send us text messages so that we know what's going on. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to ask Solid to do is to log into our Gmail and HubSpot accounts for us. And so what it's done here is it's actually set up a virtual browser. So first I'll open up this browser and I'll be able to log into Gmail just like I do on my own personal machine, but this is actually giving Solid direct access to my Gmail account so it can analyze these inbound leads. Now that we're logged into Gmail, we're going to tell Solid that we're done, and we're going to have it do the same thing with HubSpot. So it'll give us this virtual browser. We'll log into our HubSpot account. We're going to have to log in with our username and password, as well as this OTP, which we'll provide from our email. So now Solid has control over both our HubSpot and our Gmail accounts. Now let's describe to Solid what we're actually trying to do here. So we're going to make up a business. We're going to say we're running a data center co-location business and explain that we want it to monitor our Gmail for these inbound leads and automatically triage and handle them for us. And so what that means is that it's going to put them into HubSpot and also send us text messages keeping us up to date. So Solid is asking about a couple of things, our business name and our website. We're going to call this business Superspeed Colo. All right, so now Solid is working on setting everything up inside HubSpot for this new business. It's going and changing the business name, setting all the settings. This is a brand new HubSpot account, so it's kind of setting everything up here from scratch. Now let's ask Solid for a little bit more details about what it actually did. So it gave us a bunch of technical stuff here. It's describing how it's running a cloud machine for this background process, interacting with Gmail and HubSpot, and checking our email every 5 minutes to make sure that it can actually see these new inbound leads. Now let's actually try sending a customer email. So we're going to reach out to the business saying that this potential customer is looking for server space and they're looking to get 2 racks of co-location space. Let's also ask Solid to build a dashboard so that we can see live what it's processing and what it's handled in the past. All right, it's built this dashboard for us. So opening it up, we can see that it has actually seen the email that came in. Okay, so Solid has processed this test customer email, added the deal to HubSpot, and sent us an SMS. So let's go and double check in HubSpot that it actually got added here. So going into companies, it looks like we can actually see the new lead. It did catch the email address. It did add the deal for the 2 racks of space. Going into my text messages here, I can see I actually got a new text message from the system. So it's confirming here that the lead was processed. Back to Solid, let's update the process to be even more advanced. Let's have it also go back and forth with them to collect some details, like the amount of space and power that they need, as well as bandwidth. Then we actually want to encourage them to set up a tour of the data center with us. So we're going to aim to have Solid work with the customer over email to get all the way to the point of scheduling a tour. We can also use this portal to provide any information needed for these customer interactions that the AI doesn't have on its own. If I go into my text messages here, I can see that the system sent me another message with a link to this new portal to collect information from me. So let's say that we usually encourage 208 volt single phase circuits, and we encourage enough for redundancies. Jumping back to HubSpot, I can actually see that all of these details are coming back in as notes. So the system is automatically adding these notes based on the back and forth emails with the customers. So the agent has now sent me another link by text message getting details of the time slots that work for me based on when the customer proposed. So this is perfect. I'm going to give some more specific slots to the agent so it can coordinate the specific time with the customer. Now the agent is proposing the times that we had given it in the portal, and I'm going to respond as the customer, confirming one of them. Going back into HubSpot, we can see that all of these details have made their way into the notes for this deal. Let's ask it to send out a calendar invite to both the customer and the business every time a tour slot is confirmed. So going back into the customer email, it looks like the invite did come through. We have an invite here with all the details that we provided. So we've now gone all the way from an inbound lead to a tour scheduled fully autonomously with Solid. As you can see from this demo, Solid is like having the fastest learning employee you've ever met. Once you give it a job, it will persistently figure out how to get it done, whether it's reading and responding to email, updating records in HubSpot, building custom dashboards, or sending text messages with deep links to the dashboards that it built. You can teach Solid the specifics of your business. It will learn and it will execute the process autonomously, repeatedly, and reliably. Hope you enjoyed this demo video. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about Solid.